Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching from. Today is a good day, and my name is Berede Mbasi, and today we'll be talking about a very beautiful topic. I'll be talking to us today on Microsoft 365 Groups, and if you're new to M365 administration, this video will help you understand the different group types and show you exactly how to configure them. By the end, you'll know when to use each group and how they affect apps like Teams, SharePoint, and Outlook. Let's get right into it. Here I've signed into my M365 Administrative Center. In my last video, I showed how this can be accessed either by using the Office portal, office.com portal, or by using the cmd.ms. You can watch my last video on privileged identity management. You get to see that. Come under active teams and groups. And from the M365 Administrative Center, we have 3 active teams and groups, and each of them have peculiarities. First, we have the Teams and Microsoft 365 group. We have the distribution list, and we have the security groups. Now, I will be showing you exactly how to create each of them and then showing you a bit of peculiarity about how they function and when each of them can come into play or come in handy in your organization. So first, we have to note that the M365 group is basically for collaboration. Under the Teams and M365 groups, anything that has to do with collaboration in your organization, that's where you go for the M365 and Teams groups. Then for the security group, has to do with access control. Looking at granting permissions, the rest, that's when you go for the security groups. And then we have mail enabled security group. Under security group, you can add a security group and you can add a mail enabled security group. What that simply means is that you're having access control plus an email available, sending messages. In the distribution list, it just has, the name implies the distribution list, it just has the ability for you to send emails. Now, I'll start again. For the M365 group, this one works like a security group, but can also, now start with the M365 group, not the security group. Now, for the Teams at M365 group, this is the group that you use when people need to collaborate, as I said before. So automatically creates a shared mailbox, SharePoint site, planner board, and can be connected to Teams. Note, whenever you want to collaborate in your organization, this is the group to go for. It automatically creates a shared mailbox, a SharePoint site, and a planner board, and can connect it to Teams as well. Now, for the security group that we have here, this group controls access. You use it to grant permission to applications, you use it to grant permission to SharePoint sites or to Intune policies. Anything that has to do with the granting of permissions and giving permissions to a particular application, that's where you come to the security group. Then after that, we still have another kind of security group, which is the mail-enabled security group. And the mail-enabled security group, it works like a security group, but can also receive email. It can also receive email. It's useful when you want both access control and communication. You want both access control and communication. Now, for the distribution list, as I said earlier, distribution list, this is for email only. No SharePoint, no Teams, just sending messages to multiple people at once. That's just how it works. It doesn't have any SharePoint, it doesn't have any Teams, you just send message to multiple, just distribute them to the different people that are involved in getting the message. Now we are going to go into creating a group and then see what comes with it when it's done. So let's go into the first group, creating a Teams or M365 group. I'll be creating an M365 group. I'll click on, when you sign into your Microsoft 365 Admin Center, note that in as much as you can do this here, you can also create an M365 group and a security group in your Entra Admin Center, but you cannot create a distribution list from Entra. You can only create a distribution list from the M365 Admin Center. So I'll be creating this. Click on add a Microsoft 365 group. Give your group a name. You can call it Tech Group 1. The description: how do I want people to, for those in IT, give a description for your group. Click on next. The next thing you're going to do, you're going to need to assign a group owner. Now you have that group owners have unique permissions. They can add or remove members, delete conversations from the shared inbox, and change group settings. Group owners can also rename the group, update the description, and more. So it's important you know that the group owner has permissions, that has unique permissions that involve they can add, remove, and you have to have at least one owner. We recommend adding two so one can help out in the other's absence. If you plan to add Microsoft Teams to this group, all owners must have a license that includes Teams. Please take note of this. The moment you decide that, oh, I'm creating an M365 group, but I want teams to be inculcated into this group. The owners have to have a license that includes teams. If not, it will not get to work. So under assign members, owners, I'll add myself as a member. Click on assign, add myself. This is my search. Click on add. Then I go next. Add members. I can also add a member. I can come here and decide to add this person. Search for him. Add the person. Add team status. Click on next. Under settings. Now you need to give your group. This is an M365 group. Now you said you'll be able to change settings like allow external senders or send copies of group conversations to members inboxes after the group is created. Also, 365 Groups allows teams to collaborate by giving them a group email and a shared workspace for conversation. Basically, the group will have a group email. And what do I want my group email to be? I can decide to say, okay, my group email should be take one, checking the email availability. And when that is done, the sensitivity level. Now, this sensitivity level is basically configured from the Purview Administration Center. We'll not be going into that, so I'll just leave it at none. Under privacy, if I want it to be a public group, I want it to be a private group based on my preference, to be a public group. Now, role assignment. Role assignment to be enabled only when group is private. Now, for role assignment, you can only enable this when the group is a private group. But if it is a public group, then role assignment cannot be. If I change this from privacy to private, okay, I can now decide to add roles to the group. But if I do not do this, then I change this to public, then I can decide to create a team for the group. It's based on my preference if I want. And I'll create a team for the group. I'll go next. Then after creating this, I'll just create the group. Simple and straight to the point. So that's how you get to create your M365 group. Very simple, very straight to the point, and no hassles. And as I said, there are some peculiar things I mentioned while I was creating the group. How that the owners have the ability to add and remove members. The owners, they want to have teams enabled. They need to have the teams in a license that contains teams. So I'm done with this. I've closed it, and voila, this is our group that we just created. This is the email for our group that we just created. The team status here is showing. If I do not want you to have a team status, I can just decide to untick teams and it won't have a team status. And the group, as I said, the privacy is public. You can also decide to make it private based on your preference. Now, after the teams and Microsoft 365, you can also decide to create a security group. Security group, you can create a normal security group, a mail-enabled security group. As I said earlier, security group basically is for access control. When you want to assign permissions to a group of people, you can just create a security group, assign the permission or assign the role to them, to the group, and everyone that is embedded in that group, that is inside, a member of that group, will be able to have access to that permission. So I'll just go ahead and create one security group, create an email enabled security group. If I click on add security group and I give it a name, I say security one, description for um, access control. Click on next. Now you said this, when I check this box, to use the group to assign rules. Once the group is for rule assignment is permanent. The moment you say, okay, this group can be assigned rules, and you check it, you cannot change it again. For you to want to create one that does not have rule assignment, you need to create another security group. Please take note of that feature. Go to next, then I go to create group. Simple and straight to the point. So we are done with creating a group, and we'll be seeing our security group one here. This is our group that we just created, and if you observe, it doesn't have any email. It doesn't have any email, and this was the date it was created. Now I'm going to be creating a mail enabled security group, and I'll call this mail security one. Then the description, mail enabled access control. Go next. Assign honors. You need to put in an honor. Then I'll just put in myself as an honor. This is it. Add. Then I go next. Add members. I'll just add Andy as a member. Go next. Next. Now, When I was creating the security group, it didn't ask me for a group email address. But since it's a mail enabled security group, I have to give it an address. So I'll just call it mail enabled one. Then you can also decide to allow people outside the organization to send email to this mail. If I want people outside my organization who are not members of this to send email, I can tick this. But if I do not want them to be able to send email to this, I leave this ticked. Go to next, and I go to create group. When I've done that, I've actually been able to create my M365 group. I've created my security group. I've created my mail enabled security group. Now, while I was creating the security group, if you observe for this new mail enabled security group I created, it has an email, which is mail enabled one resulted on Microsoft.com. But for this other one I created security one, it doesn't have any email attached to it, any email. But if I go into my security one and I want to add members or add owners, I didn't assign any owner or any member. I can decide to add a group owner here. I just did that so that you get to know that I can create the group, come back, and then decide to add owner. If I add owner, I'll add myself as an owner, search for it, select it, and add the owner. Then you can also decide to add members after you've added the owners. You can also decide to assign. That has been done. So I can come down here, members. These are I'm one of the owners and no members. I can decide to view and manage members here. I can decide to add a member to the group here. If I click on this, it take me to where I can select who I want to add as a member of my group, and then I'll just add the person immediately. So I'll just add Andy here, and this has been done. So basically, it's very simple and straight to the point. Decide on what you want to use your group for. Is it for collaboration? Is it for access control, for assigning of roles? Is it for collaboration? No, it has to be an M365 or Teams group. This is for access control, and maybe you still need to have a mail. You know, it's a mail enabled security group. If it's just for access control, you don't need to have a mail. You need just a normal security group. If it is a distribution list now, that's when you just want to have an email where you can send the message to, and those that are added to that distribution list will just be able to receive the mail in their inboxes. So I'll just create a distribution list and call it um, finance distribution distribution description for distributing emails. I go next, assign owner. You have to have at least one owner. Put in my name, assign myself as an owner. I go next, I have to add a member. Put in Andy. Click on this, click on add. I go next. I'm going to give it a mail. And I'll say this IB distribution. Let me say finance. And you can also you can decide to say, I want people outside my organization to send email to the distribution group, and I'll tick it. But if I do not want that, I leave it unticked. And I go next, and I click on create group. So basically, this is just exactly how you go about creating a Teams or Microsoft 365 group. If I want to create a Teams group, I remember I showed you how to create a Microsoft 365 group. You can just come here, click on add a team, give your team a name. You can just call it team A. You can say team of champions. You can just come down, click on next, honor, give myself an honor. This will be reflected in Teams. I go next. Members, who do I want to add? Add this guy. I go next. Team's email address. A. Is it a public or is it a private team? Based on my preference, public team. I won't be able to send it, but you can change the setting at the end. After that, I click on next, and then you click on add team. So it's just based on what you want. If you're collaborating and you want to use the Teams app, go ahead and create Teams. You want to use the M365 group, go ahead and create. Automatically, when you create it, you have access to SharePoint and you'll be able to configure all that and which you need to configure. So there's a whole lot that happens here. So this was just a very short video that will just show us an overview of how you can create Teams or Microsoft 365 group, security group, distribution list, and then you can also, there are a lot of configurations that can happen inside the groups after they have been created. For instance, after creating the security group, I can go in there and tweak it based on my preference. I can assign a role since I enabled the role. I can assign a license to the group if that's what I want to do, and so on and so forth. It's all based on your preference. So I believe in this short video, you just understand a bit of what happens when you're talking about creating groups. And then before I go, I'll be talking about deleting groups, deleted groups. Now, under deleted groups, groups that can be deleted and restored were the Microsoft 365 groups. But Microsoft recently came up with a system where you can actually delete a security group and also restore it after the period of 30 days. So I'll be doing a video where I'm going to show you that exactly how the deleted groups tab works, how you can delete a group, restore it, and what and what happens when you do that. So this was just what I needed to cover in this video, and I believe you learned something. So please do not fail to leave a like, comment on my channel, and drop a comment. See you next time. Bye.